This is Max Shears for Pro Boxing Fan. I'm like, we're joined once again by Dean Whyte. Dean, the last time I saw you was on a plane in Saudi. I mean, how have you been, mate?
Yeah, long time, man. Big up, man. Yeah, Saudi. We had a good time down there, man. You know, we got the coaches back and forth to the thing. Yeah, it was a nice time in Saudi, long time. But yeah, I've been chilling, just working on some other ventures. I'm working with the fighters. I've got Alfie fighting this Saturday for the British title, vacant title. So, you know, we've been doing good with Alfie. We've done it our own way, and just, you know, he won the Commonwealth silver a little couple months before, and then we just continue to build it, man, and do it our own way. And then we got Sammy Henry, former Sammy McKay, who's fighting for the WBC red title. So yeah, man, I'm pretty happy with the two fighters I've got. It's going in the right direction. They've allowed me to help build their career and point them in the right direction, and things are coming together nicely with the team with Zav and Alfie. Yeah,
definitely. Let's talk about why here. Obviously, Fabio Wardley, Daniel Dubois. I mean, they had 4 guys on stage. What do you make of that? Did you want to get up there yourself, or?
I wanted Sam Jones and Michael to fight. They were talking smoky. I said to Sam when he come round there, you and Michael, let me make a ring downstairs and get active. He said, nah, Michael's way too big. Michael going, whoop your ass, motherfucker, man. Not joking, but it would be nice though. It would have been, you know what I mean? You took shit, you get your ass smacked the fuck up. Not joking, sorry. I go crazy, I lost losing it now, but anyway. But it's interesting, it was good. It was a nice, lively debate. I was going to say, let me not start. I was about to start more trouble, but you know, let me keep it PG. Daniel, I was going to say something else there. He was reacting today, man. He was talking tough. Even when he went to Spud, he was like, get the hell out of here, man, motherfucker. You know, like, he was like, you know what I mean? Daniel was talking greasy, man. He's saying, look, you're going to get fucked up. I think he means it, man. You know what I mean? So I think the fans are in for a hell of a fight. 2 huge punches. For as long as the fight lasts, I think, you know, we're going to be intrigued and we're going to be on the edge of our seats.
Obviously, you spoke on the stage, and Michael obviously spoke about Daniel being a quitter and his history. But when you look at Team Wardley, I imagine you don't have a look, Daniel. Like, what do you see in Daniel Dubois as an opponent?
No, I look at Daniel Dubois. I think he's done tremendous for a boxer, a young man that's coming from Britain. You know, I remember boxing as a whole was very quiet many years ago, you know, and then it's come around. I think, like they said, I think they did take that fight with Joe Joyce a bit early. When the Joe Joyce, then the juggernaut was a wrecking machine. Big old strong fit guy juggernaut. I think they underestimated him and overestimated Daniel and where he was at the time. And he got his orbital bone broke. Sorry about that, I don't know why I'm laughing. He got fucked up. But anyway, look, that's not my business. But he got paid. Listen, I like Daniel. I just wanted to get that out there because he did get fucked up. But what I would say is tremendous respect to him, because remember, everyone thought his career was done and it was over, and he managed to bring it all back around and become unified champ. So credit to him. I think big shout outs to him. And when he's gone with Don, he's become even more, you know, of a complete fighter. He seemed to have gone somewhere else and it didn't work out with Sims, and now he's back. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes fighters gotta rein or wind their neck in and sometimes eat humble pie. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to listen to the coach and not to the backup singers all around the back of what's going on. So credit to him. I think the fight's going to be a great fight as long as it lasts. Yes. I think Fabio needs to work on his defence in terms of getting, because Fabio takes a lot of punches. I've said it, I want it to get out there so it gets to the team and they actually hear it. He cannot afford to take any of those jabs or right hands from Daniel Dubois because he's a huge puncher and he's never been in there with anyone like him. I know he's got a hell of a chin, but you don't want to test it. You don't need to test it. You want to dish the dirt out, try and be defensively sound and get your shots off. But look, I mean, it's going to be explosive as long as it lasts.
Definitely. You said about Daniel being fired up, and I'm no body language expert, maybe you, but you see him almost tapping the mic. Do you think there's more pressure on Daniel Dubois than Fabio Wardley in this fight?
Yeah, of course there is, because obviously he was a unified champ. He's had the whole world on his shoulders. He was the go-to guy, and now Fabio's the go-to guy with the WBO title. He's got all the songs and praise and hymns and singing about him now, and Dubois wants to now get back the spotlight and take what he feels is rightfully his. So yeah, I think there is a lot of pressure on him, but I mean, Fabio rises to the occasion every single time, man. And when the smoke clears, he's the man standing there after the shootouts, man. But look, in this fight, I just feel like he just needs to not be getting them punches from Daniel. That's what I'll say.
You speak about working with your fighters, and I mean, the news that shocked me, and I think it shocked everyone, Conor Benn leaves Matchroom. Just what was your reaction to that?
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, because obviously, you know, when you look at it, it's like the loyalty element Matchroom, Eddie Hearn have put everything on the line. The stick they got through all the drugs saga. But I can hear what he's saying about the money, the greatest opportunity. And now the more we look at this, we know the Saudis have left the shores of the UK. No more Riyadh season in the corner. No more Salah over there. If you notice, they seem to have left these shores and they've gone to America, it looks like, with Zuffa boxing, and they're signing everyone. So I think he's followed the money train and gone with the Saudis and gone with them, and just that's what he's done. And look, some may argue, and rightfully so, argue that he should have given Eddie and I believe he should have given Eddie the opportunity. I'm not going to lie, he should have given the opportunity, because at the end of the day, when someone's got your back so hard and fight in your corner, you're not always going to find people to do that. So yeah, it's one of them.
Be honest, right? When you're working with your guys and you're advising them and you're speaking to them, typically would you lean towards the money or the loyalty? Would you want a long-standing promoter, stay with an Eddie, with a Frank? Where would you lean?
At this level where we're at, there's not a lot of money with these guys. So for me, it's always about the loyalty at this level. But when you get to the higher level, I get it. 15 million is a lot of money, and like he said, he's going to secure his legacy for his family, and you can't argue with that. But I think he should have given Eddie the opportunity to have a conversation and have a dialogue about that, and see if Eddie could have got closer to the number, or just said to him, look, let me do this, and when it's all said and done, I'm going to come back and we're going to link up again or whatever. You can't say, I want you to be part of my team, but you're not giving me an opportunity to have a discussion now, especially for everything that's gone on in their careers with those two. So, but look, in promoting, as we've seen, there's many things, you know, a lot of boxers by promoters, they get thrown in the trash, and no one talks about that when they get wiped under the carpet for nothing really. And then, you know, now everyone wants sympathy for the other guys. But I mean, look, I try to play devil's advocate on both sides, but I mean, I'm a loyalty man. I've got people who stick by me, and I'll stick by them. I've gone through hardship of late, and I've met new people through my hardship, and through that hardship I've respect them, and the loyalty they showed me then, it will always be the loyalty with them. It doesn't matter what it is, because of that they've shown me in that time. I'll always have the loyalty and love for those people, and for me, that's where I am. I've got the money. The money will come and go, man. Your people, your friendship, your family, your love, there's the honour. Those things it will stick with you forever, man. I don't know, look, but like you said, he only gets one career. When it's over, it is what it is. So look, but we're all different. So that's it.
If you're Eddie, if you're Oscar, if you're Frank, is the step now tie everyone down, get Boots on a long-term contract, get everyone down? Is that the next step? Just get contracts stitched out to all your fighters? You're
gonna have trust issues, you know. But like I said, look, in boxing, it's always the same. Boxers it's always fickle, man. I've had a lot of this shit with a lot of boxers who feel they're better than they actually are, like they feel they should be further along. But you know, I've released a lot of boxers and they've gone nowhere. In fact, to be honest, most of them. The one that's progressed, who was behind them, is Alfie Clegg, and he's fighting for a British title this Saturday. So in terms of when I look at it, what I was saying was right. What I said, the journey and how to build the infrastructure was correct. And with Zav and the team that we've got, we've managed to do that with Alfie, and we're going to transform it. So Saturday night we'll showcase that skill.
Definitely. Now, Dean, just last one before I let you shoot, just almost like a prediction. We hear the reports of maybe a lawsuit between Frank and Sella and Riyadh season, and you hear people saying maybe Zuffa want almost a monopoly over the sport. How do you see all this playing out?
They're definitely going to have a monopoly. They've got the Saudi guy there, Turkey Al Sheikh, looks like he's gone that way with them. The money's gone that way with them. They're going to monopolise for the minute until Turkey and the Saudis have had enough of them, and they'll get rid of those guys as well. So for the minute, the Zuffa and the Saudis are going to control everything with all the money and with the Saudi funding, and all the bigger boys are going to go and sign with them, and it's going to be a shit show until the storm blows over. But over here, we've got to get back to normal, the usual guys doing the promotions and doing the stuff, and let's see what happens.
Hey, Dean, thank you as always, mate. Good.